Hey party people. So one of our most recent projects has been moving the above ground pool to its new location. But in doing so, the pool is just getting filthy. It's just, the pump is not keeping up, and it's just the area that we're moving it to, that we've moved it, it's got more wind, dust, and dirt, and the bugs, and the pump that we've got can't keep up. And I mean, we just backwashed the pump about yesterday, and already it's just, it's just not keeping up. So it's a Flowclear 0.5 horsepower 1500 gallon per hour pump, and so I ordered something new and should be here any day now. Alright, so the new pool filter just got here, so we're gonna head down to the front, we're gonna go grab that, we're gonna bring it back up, get it in the shop so I can get it put together. Well, looks like Amazon or FedEx or something just decided they were gonna throw it out here out of the truck. It also looks like something decided it was gonna try to eat inside the box. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and open it up and see what it looks like. I don't know. Alright, so we got it all loaded up in the razor. I'm gonna take it over to the shop, open it up, make sure everything's good to go. Show those animals in it. Alright, here it is. Alright, so we're gonna take a look at this. Make sure nothing in here is broken. Don't got any animals. Because it seemed like animals decided they were gonna chew the box up. Let's see. Hoses look good. Tape looks like it's in one piece. This is a monster compared to the other one. Pump. Pump looks like it's in one piece. Or several pieces that I gotta put together. But as far as the pump itself, it's in one piece. Good looking pump. So, yeah. And then the last piece is the top of the sand filter. Brackets that hold it all together, hold the top on. top of the sand filter. And then the last thing in the box is the base. Get this all put together. Put this box everywhere. Sand filter goes, and the top goes right there. And then the pump will go down at the bottom. Sorry, let me just get this all. Off this base. Not sure how it's gonna go yet, but go like that. So we'll get this all dialed in. I'll come back at you later. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do, get the pump set up on the base. Line up your 4 bolt holes and get this ready to mount.
Washer nuts. We're going to take our 14mm ratchet and wrench.
Filter. This is the kind of broken, but it's just the cap that goes over the riser when you put sand in, so sand doesn't get inside the filter. Go ahead and discover. Pieces here. So these are just put in and twist 90 degrees. Pretty simple. Line up the top, little line, and twist. I'll get closer and show you. So just line up a little notch on top, push it in, and twist. Make sure they're locked in. And twist. 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 And twist. And this one. Twist. And then make sure your vent is connected to the base. So this will stay up out on top of the sand. So that's how you put that together. So now I will have to take it all apart and put it together inside the sand filter, because it does not fit without doing so. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that for a moment. Put this in. So you have to do all this inside the filter. It's pretty simple though.
So you line up the top notch at the top.
vent line is connected. That's that. That's pretty much easy setup on that. The rest of the pieces are just the top. So you have your pump side, your waste, and then your return back to the pool. So your waste's typically going to be towards the outside. All the fittings it came with. So we've got return and pump. These are just going to get Teflon taped and threaded in. I'm going a little different with mine. I'm going to hard plumb the waste, the backwash side. So 1.5 PVC. Make sure you Teflon that pretty good. So this took me a second to figure out. For some reason I thought I was missing something. But you have your adapter right here that goes to your pump to sand filter hose. So this adapter screws into the top part of your sand filter to connect to this hose. The other end of the hose screws directly to the pump. So I thought I was missing a piece, but it took me a second to figure that out, because it does screw on there, but you don't necessarily need that. Just put that on top of your pump or your sand filter, this one on your pump. Make sure you put the gaskets in first. Gaskets go right inside there. You slide this, and then you go right on there, right on the top of your sand filter, and the other end with the gasket goes on top of your pump. So that's that. Alright, so just a bit of information, a little tip. I know most of you guys already probably know, but the fittings go into the pump, and the fittings coming off or going into all your sand filter, fittings require Teflon tape. So these need to be Teflon taped to prevent a seal, so it doesn't leak through the threads. So what I like to do is hold the fitting in my left hand, if you don't already know how to do this. So it has to go clockwise around the threads, so when you spin it on, it doesn't back off the tape. So I like to hold it in my left hand and then go left. So left hand and go left. And then you're going to want to give this a good amount of thread sealant. So I like to go about 3 wraps or so around the whole around all the threads. So just to give it enough seal so it so it ensures that you don't get any leakage. And then just pull it, break it off, and then you're good to just thread it on, tighten it up. So another thing that I noticed is that on the side of the top of the sand filter, on the side there's a plug. This plug, if you remove this, you can put the supplied pressure gauge on. So you're just going to want to take that, put your Teflon tape on there as well, because the threads, there's no gasket, so you need to seal the threads. So left hand, go left, left hand, left. So put some Teflon tape on there, and then just go ahead and thread this in. Make sure the threads are lined up so you don't cross thread it. Just twist it in, and then try to get it as far in as you can without breaking any threads. Luckily it went in enough and it's tight enough to where it's straight vertical, and there you go. That's how you install the pressure gauge. Got the filter all set up and installed and running. So a couple quick things, since this was going on a Bestway pool, and the Bestway filter that was already on here set up, the Aquaclear filter, I went ahead and purchased on Amazon the 44 millimeter to 1.5 Bestway fittings. So that's screwed right into the filter and also screwed right into the pump. So that was a quick install. Just swapped out the fittings. As you can see, everything seems to be running pretty good now. The overflow is actually working like an overflow. It's doing pretty good so far. Right now it's running at about 6 psi on the gauge. 6 psi. So go ahead and let this run, and I'll come back with an update and let everybody know how it turned out. It's been 1 week since we installed the Swimline 19-inch sand filter, and I must say I'm extremely impressed. Before we were back flushing the Aquaclear 150 sand filter every couple days because the PSIs would just get too high. So far we have yet to have to back flush this system, and it's running right around 6-7 PSI. So typically you want to back flush around 8 to 10, and this has hardly moved. So it's been doing really well. Everything else has been really well. The surface skimmer has actually been skimming still from the top. There's hardly any bugs in the pool. We've had to brush the bottom maybe once, but other than that, it's been doing really well. I finished the hard plumbing for the backwash, and that is just plumbed on the other side of those trees, back over there, so it wouldn't be back flushing into the pool area. And then I ran the electrical, but other than that, I'm extremely impressed with this filter, and I think it's been an extremely good buy.